How exciting. This is the first ever reboot of the first ever DCOM. That's like very exciting. It feels like there's a lot of history there, you know?
Yeah, is it the first reboot?
The first DCOM reboot and the first ever DCOM. Yeah. Hey there, it's Kristen, and today we are chatting with the cast and creatives of Under Wraps, Disney Channel's first ever reboot of the first ever Disney Channel movie. Pretty awesome. I'm so excited to share this with you guys, and I really enjoyed this film, so I hope you guys check it out. Were you guys familiar with the original Under Wraps, and like, what does it mean to you to be part of the first ever DCOM reboot of the first ever DCOM?
Spectacular. I think just being able to be a part of the process and being a part of history, you know, being that this was the first one, like really, like we get to re first one was just amazing. And obviously there were challenges that we had to fulfill, but you know, we had such a great time doing it.
We actually, we all watched the movie together when we were shooting in Canada.
When we auditioned for it, we were aware that it was a remake, but I had never seen the original. I remember in the audition process, they had asked us to not base our characters off of the original. Like, we didn't want it to be an exact replica, exact copy. They wanted to see how we ourselves interpreted the characters. And then so that led to us watching it all together after we all got cast and got together in Vancouver.
It was crazy. It was really cool. And I personally didn't see it when it first came out because I obviously wasn't born in 1997. No, but when I first got the audition, I watched it, and so it kind of got me a little bit familiar with the movie. And I mean, it's to think that like we're remaking basically the foundation and like the first ever DCOM is just it's honestly it's an honor. It's really cool.
I want to hear about what it was like for you two working off of each other, because you guys spend a lot of time together, and you know it's definitely, you know, an interesting situation because you know, one of you is a human and one of you is a mummy, and you form this great friendship.
They casted this movie to perfection. You know, Malachi is Marshall, like literally, you know, very curious, a leader, brave, overcoming a lot of different obstacles in his life. And I think Harold really is me too, just curious about everything, just oblivious to everything, just fun and loving, and just exciting to see. And I think the two characters relate with, you know, Marshall being curious about Harold, you know, and I think that was one of the most intriguing things of the story. And to see that develop throughout the story was amazing.
Malachi, you know, this is, you know, about a kid who has such a positive outlook and love of horror and monsters. Are you a fan of that genre? What was that like, kind of diving into, you know, a horror movie?
I was extremely excited because I love horror movies. And I'm kind of like a freak when it comes to that stuff. Like I watch them all the time. In fact, with my friends and I, we kind of have this thing where they all come over and we watch horror movies late. So a couple weeks ago we watched The Shining, and then it's really fun. So yeah, it was really cool to be able to be me in this movie, basically.
I love that because, you know, it's like this kid always dreamed of meeting a monster, and then he does, and it's awesome. Like, it's not like, oh no, like something bad's happening. It's like, no, this is amazing. It's exactly what I'm for.
Yeah, it actually happened. My whole life I've been preparing for this moment.
Christian, you know, Gilbert is a little bit of a scaredy cat starting out in the beginning of this movie, but he really comes through for his friends. Can you tell us about his journey?
Gilbert is super scared. He's scared of everything. He does not like scary movies, but viewers will see that, you know, Gilbert starts to overcome his fears. And, you know, meeting Harold was one of the scariest moments of his life. And you'll see that he starts to like Harold for who he is on the inside and not his physical appearance. And I think it's really great for kids to see, you know, we all are scared of something. And I know even though it may seem hard sometimes in the beginning, we just got to go after it. And, you know, it may turn out to be something that you love to do. So I really hope kids can watch the movie and be inspired to be fearless.
And I love that, you know, that idea of just like not judging a book by its cover. I mean, a mummy seems scary, but this mummy's actually really cool and has like amazing dance moves.
Yeah.
And Sophia, you know, your character, Amy, is new in school and she ends up going on this wild adventure. You know, she's in a place where she doesn't think that's, even possible. So can you tell us about your character's journey?
Amy has to learn throughout Under Wraps. I mean, honestly, how to look at things from a new perspective. She comes to Wallgrove with a negative view of the town, and she's like, I hate it here, and I don't want to be here. But she wants to be an investigative reporter, and when she gets paired up by her teacher with Marshall and Gilbert, it's the perfect opportunity when they tell her about the suspicious activity near their house. It's a perfect opportunity for her investigative reporter side to show and to make a great friendship. It's great, and I think she definitely has to look at things from a new perspective, which is something that I hope viewers will take from her character, from my character, that you should give things a chance and not just block it off. Go after it.
Phil, I mean, first of all, you brought out some moves as Harold. So good. So, I mean, what was that like, first of all, getting into that costume and the character of Harold, and was it easy to move in that?
I mean, I think the SFX people, they did such an amazing job because they conceptualized that, hey, this mummy has to be able to dance, and but Alex was very strict on showing the physicality arc in Harold, discovering like, hey, my wrist can actually move here and my elbow can actually move. And then to see that all explode in the carnival scene, the dance in the carnival scene, that was really, really great to see. And I don't think anyone expects it to happen until it really does, and it was just fun to develop throughout the entire movie.
Did you guys have a favorite scene to film?
Yeah, I have a favorite scene. What's your favorite scene? I'm curious.
I have two favorite scenes. My first one is probably the owl scene. And that's kind of where Gilbert realizes that, like, I can do this. Like, I'm going to face my fears and I'm going to go after it. I'm not going to be afraid and I'm going to save my friends. Like, you can do it. That scene really touched me. And then the last scene, in the movie when, I don't think that might be a spoiler. I don't know if I can say anything, but it's just an emotional moment. That's all I'm going to say. Ooh, I caught myself, y'all.
Woo! I gotta say, I think I also have two favorite scenes. I know my ultimate favorite scene is probably when Amy is giving Marshall some advice about his family issues, and she tells him her own family issues. And that moment, you kind of see Amy vulnerable, and you don't see that a lot. And I don't think you ever see that. Well, you do actually near the end, but it's a rare occurrence to see Amy vulnerable. And I think it's a really special moment for viewers to see her as, and also right after I tell Marshall this, she kind of steps back and is like, whoa, I overshared and I opened up way too quickly. And then Gilbert's like, well, she's right, man. Gotta give other people a chance. She's right. It's a sweet moment. It's a really sweet moment. So I really like that scene.
For me, something that was really fun filming was working with Phil because it's Phil, right? It's the world famous. But but one thing that I really loved about the movie and one thing that was honestly really special for me was in the movie when you watch it, there's a little picture on the side of Marshall's bed, and it is his grandpa, and in that picture it is actually my actual great grandpa, and it's something really special that my whole family gets to share.
If you guys like this one, you can check out more of my interviews right over here, and I'll catch you next one.